Hello everyone, and in this part of the course we are going to learn and work with while loops. Let's get right into it. So, a while loop is a type of loop that runs as long as the requirement is true. As soon as the requirement turns to be false, the loop will stop running, and even if the requirement turns back to be true, the loop will not continue running. Well, to create, for example, a while loop that will run 10 times, we can instantiate a variable of type int, call it I, and set it as 0. Then we can say while I is less than 10, which means as long as I is less than 10, the loop will run indefinitely. But as soon as I turns to be 10, even if we set I back to 3, for example, which is less than 10, the while loop will not start execute again. So how we can make the loop run 10 times? Before the end of each cycle, we increment I by 1. In the previous episode I've covered that writing a variable of type int and plus after means increment it by 1. So now that we know how while loops work, let's head to VS Code and experiment with them. So in VS Code, I want to try to use a while loop to sum the numbers from 1 to 5. So we will do so by creating a tracker variable, that's what I like to call it. Just like the example I showed in Paint, let's call it I and set it as 1 because we want to start summing from 1. Then we can create the sum integer which will keep track of the current sum. And finally we can do a while loop that will condition be run as long as I is less or equal to 5. We use equal here because we want the loop to run even if I is 5. So inside the loop we will say sum plus equal I, and then we increment I by 1. The final thing to do is to log the value of sum to the console. And if we run the program by using .NET Run, we should get 15, which is exactly what we should get if we sum all the numbers from 1 to 5. By the way, the symbol plus equals means take sum and increment it by I. So this is while loops. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, subscribe and share the video, and I will see you on the next one.